Hey, Elizabeth Salazar here, and I just got off a call with a client, and I wanted to create a video for everybody else who has this thought as well. And the belief is that I have to do more in order to create the business I want, in order to create $100,000, in order to create the clients, in order to create the money. And so if you are watching this video right now and you are a person who believes that that's true, that it's possible for you to do more and that that's the solution, you can keep watching if you want, but really, this video is for those of you who've been doing more, who've been doing all the stuff, who have mastered webinars, who've set up multiple funnels, who have been maybe even doing a live training every week for a year. This is for those of you who love creating content and it comes really easily for you, but what you're not getting with all this stuff you're putting out there is the result. And for some of you, you've actually gotten the result. I remember this for myself, and then I sabotaged myself, right? Like I started having all of these doubts and fears, and then I pulled away. And so this training today, this video, is to show you what it takes to do less and create more. Because you really do already know what it takes to build $100,000 business. You know the action that it will take. What you don't yet know is what else needs to change. So let's dig into that. Ta-da! The big reveal. Okay, so you've already tried the whole do a bunch of stuff, right? Most people believe that their action, right? So we have action here, we'll just label it as A, and we have result, we'll label it with an R. They believe that all the stuff that they do is gonna be what creates the result that they want. And this is just built into our society. People will fight you for this. They're going to be like, no, action creates results. And yes, right, you have to do something. But what you and I know is that it can't just be an equation between action and results. Because if it was a straight line, the people who do more would be seeing the best results. And yet, I bet that you can think of somebody right now who does less than you do, and they have a cool, amazing business. And that's just confusing, right? And this is what I'm going to show you. Because I had a client today, and what she came to me is she was like, I don't know what I have to do to create my $100,000 business. I don't know how to do it. And so I just showed her, right? I asked her questions. She told me the answers and I filled them into my equation because I like to grow a business knowing what I'm in control of and then finding the ways that I'm actually in control of all the things I don't think I am. It's fun. And so she told me what she does to create clients and to build the business. And she told me that she posts on social media, she does trainings, she wants to speak at groups. She wants to build a mailing list so she can connect with those people there. And then as a coach, I filled in for her the things that she didn't yet know. Okay. And so part of the action she didn't know yet, and you might not either. Okay. You have to stop and evaluate. I want you to think of evaluating as a part of your action line. Like you're in a city, you have a GPS, like you were told, you don't have a GPS. You were told how to get somewhere and they gave you very vague instructions and the streets are crazy. They like curve. So it's not just like walk down this street for 12 blocks and you're there. Whatever the instructions are, right? It's kind of uncertain. And so evaluating as a part of your action line is about stopping and just checking. Yeah, what's working about what I'm doing? What's not really working? What's one tweak that I need to make to help me move faster? What's one tweak? What's something I need to take out? What's something I need to add? You guys, so often it's emotion. I need to take out the part where I'm just like drowning in uncertainty or doubt, because that's the stuff that slows us down. And so we added evaluating to her action line of what it's going to take for her to create a $100,000 business. I added in my daily work. If you're not familiar with that daily work, trying to think about how to tell you to get to it, because I'm going to change my website soon, but you'll have to find it, right? You're watching this video, follow the path. But I have a daily mindset practice that I give to my clients and everybody who wants it. And it takes you through the exact areas of your mind that you need to be shaping. Another one would be, right, if you're not going to do the daily work, it would be coaching yourself, whatever that means to you. And then the other one in here is thinking intentionally. This is another thing that I gave to my clients to just make it really easy for them. Because there are ways that you have to learn how to think in your business and specific areas to focus your mind. And when you don't do it, it just takes longer, right? Because you just try and think about all the things and it makes it just longer, right? So we outlined her action line. And one of the things that people say to me is like, oh, I don't know, I really think I need to, have a podcast and like just all of the things, you guys, like do a training every single week, post every day. But remember, it's not about what goes here. Now, I put in these extra elements as somebody who's done it, as somebody who's like, if I were going to tell myself how to do it in an easier way, definitely make sure you add in that action element. But what you and I know is that this line right here by itself doesn't create this result. If it did, you would just keep going and doing more. But it doesn't. And that's when you hit the point where you're burnt out, where you're working all day, every day. And when you're not working, you're thinking about your business and you're consumed with it. And your emotions are up and your emotions are down, and it's exhausting. And that's because the thing that is missing is paying attention to your mind. What is your thoughts actually saying to you as you build your business? Let me give you an example. So when somebody does a consult, right? Somebody reaches out to you, they book a call and they're like, hey, I would like to talk to you about working together. And then you get on the phone and you do the consult, and let's just say it doesn't go that well, right? We could fill in the blanks. Sometimes they're a little strange. Sometimes you are a little strange. Both of them happen, right? But the person who doesn't realize that it's their thoughts, they are going to miss things like evaluating and growing and changing from whatever it is you do or don't do well on that consult. And the person who doesn't know that it's a mind game is going to just think, oh, I have to do more consults. And they don't grow and learn from the ones that they've had. Or they believe, right? It's really easy to believe that if you haven't had a consult in a month or 2 months, our brain wants to really go into the place where it's like, yep, it's because the consult is never coming ever again. And when we believe that thought that our brain just serves up to us, when we believe that, we show up differently. And so part of what I do as a coach is I help my clients to see how their thoughts are causing them to show up or not show up, how their thoughts are actually stopping them from doing the work that they want to do, or they're ignoring, right? Like a lot of times for the people who it's easy to do the action, they're just pushing through the negative emotion. They're doing the action out of obligation. They're doing it feeling awful, but they're like, the action's it, so I just got to do it and do it and do it. And so your feelings, which is the F line here, is always a really good indicator of what's happening. Okay? So more work, more action isn't going to create the business you want. What's going to create it is learning to see that there are more variables than just action. Because as soon as you know that and you start to practice it and you start to tweak it and you bring all the pieces together, that's when everything you do here can explode here. For me, that was spending 2 years doing the action, perfecting my skill, not perfecting, but getting comfortable with what I did, doing all the things, and then adding mindset to it and going from having a $6,000 year to a $120,000 year. And then last year, a $300,000. And then this year, setting up for a $500,000 year. We're already a couple days into January. This is going to be a $100,000 month out of the $500,000 year. And on day 8, we're already at like 40,000 of it. Because as you change, right? I still do the same action, but what changes about me as this number down here changes is that I learn how to think differently. And that's all you can learn, right? That's what you have to pay attention to and learn from me or anybody else that you follow. My thoughts create money. The things I don't think, that helps me create money. And the only difference between the person who's doing a bunch of stuff and getting a result or not getting the result is where their mind is. Okay? So if this is your first video that you've ever caught of mine, go check out some of the other videos. If you have been following me and you're not on my mailing list, definitely come over there, but stay in the space because this is what I help my clients with. This is the content that I create. And if you want to take this a step deeper, reach out and see the ways that I'm working with my clients right now, either one-on-one or in group, and we could see if it's a good fit for you. Have an amazing day.